Hi, everybody. It's Angel. How is everybody today? I want to get some hearts. I want to get some likes today. I want to see how everybody is feeling. Are you guys good today? Show me how you is. Oh boy, I am really excited for today's show. And then I'm always excited for the shows because you know what? I love my life. Even on my worst days. Oh, there are the loves. There are the likes. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kim. Hi, everybody. How is ya? Um, I'm assuming everyone can hear me. Everything feels good right now. Here's the deal. Even on my worst day, I feel good about something. I always tend to stop and feel my truth. So it's a really awesome thing to be having a crappy day and know that it's only one aspect of my life or two aspects of my life that feel kakapui. And so this leads right in to the topic of the day. And the topic of the day, my friends, is passion. Our passions, our life, our love. And I think it's a very appropriate one to be working with today because we are now all over the world, and especially in Canada and Ontario, in phase 3. So this is 2020 for those of you watching this in 3021. We are in 2020 and things are starting to open up now, and people have done the self-reflection. People have said, okay, what direction is my life going in? People are moving into their new homes. They're moving with their hearts and their new jobs and their new sense of self. But how do you continue to do that? And how do you do that? How do you even get there for those who are just starting on that path? It's an exciting thing to be at that point in your life where you start to see your passions come to fruition. But where do we start? And how do we live our passions? How many times have I heard, as a psychic, as a friend, as a mom, as a partner, I don't know what my passions are. I don't know what I feel like doing with my life. I don't know. Well, that's what this show is about today. This show is about helping you find those passions and moving with those passions to create a stronger, empowered you that can take that out into the world in whatever way you want to, whether that's business or volunteering or being a better friend or a better mom. So where do we start? We start with self. All of us have been taught, men and women alike, that we need to put ourselves aside for others. Okay, that's a huge thing. Give me some hearts, give me some likes. If you understand that, some smiley faces. If you understand, if you've been taught that, have you been taught that everybody comes first? The kids comes first, the husband comes first, the home comes first. Hi, Heather, how are you? Hello, Angel. Hope all is good with you and your family. It is very fine. Thank you very much. Hello to everybody. Everybody is coming on board now, so I'm seeing everybody. Oh, there are the hearts and likes. So I want to say hi to everybody. So just in case I miss your name, just hello. Sue Sedana. Hello, Angel. Hello, Sue Sedana. I like that name, Sedana. That is such a cool name. So we are taught that we put everything aside for everybody else, to be self-sacrificing. But the reality is that in self-sacrificing, we create an imbalance if we're not careful. So in my world, what we have learned and what I have been taught is that when we are selfish, we can actually benefit others. Wow, there's a concept for some. For those who follow me, for those who know me, know that this is not a crazy concept, because there are two kinds of selfish. There is the selfish that says, I don't care about anybody. An elitist selfish that only cares about what they can gain from a situation. However, there is a type of selfish that is self-care. Boundary setting. Self-care leads to self-love. Okay? And what we're talking about is 20 minutes a day, What we're talking about is, how do I really feel in a situation? And I'm not talking about just for good times. I'm not talking about, oh, you know what, I have 20 minutes, so I'm going for a walk and coffee. That's awesome. That's easy. But I'm talking about when you're having a crappy day. I'm talking about when you're having that argument with your spouse. How do you continue to follow your passions? How do you put that in a little box, put it aside for your clients, for your own well-being, for clarity in the situation? So I'm going to give you some things to do today that are actually going to help you with that. And I think it's really exciting because part of my joy is this. So if I'm having a bad day, I always have something to look forward to. I selfishly look forward to doing this. Everybody has to be quiet for an hour. Everybody has to do their thing, and this is my time and my space with you. Now, I'm going to also place the guest link on our site for today. Paste, and we're going to send that to everybody so you can, throughout the show, sit with me and talk to me about what your passions are. Now, when I talk about being selfish, what I'm talking about is really self-caring. And for some people, self-caring is actually reaching out to others, right? You have those people who are natural caregivers and healers who feel recharged when they go to the old age home and they spend time with the elderly holding their hands, healers healing others. That's also being selfish, right? So it's not just alone time. Right? Alone time is fantastic and alone time is really good. But if you're passionate about going to the seniors home and you feel recharged, that can be a selfish act. And that's okay, because the reality is, in every situation, there is something that we can gain from that. Okay? There is benefit there. It's okay to gain. It's okay for there to be an exchange. See, this is where our perceptions need to shift. Because we feel we have to be selfish. Great, if you can do something without expectation, that's wonderful. But understand, even if you do something without expectation, you will gain something. So, selfishly, I love to mountain bike. That's my thing. So I get my bike, I stick it on my car, I go to the conservation area, I go to Hardwood Hills and Barrie, wherever I go, and I ride and I ride and I ride and I ride and I ride. That's for me. I'm getting something out of that. But guess what? So are my clients, okay? My clients are getting the benefits of how I feel after a ride, what it does for my spirit after a ride. It puts me in a place where I can be open and I can channel and I can listen better and I can be there for people. My family benefits from that. Just getting into the garden in the morning, making a coffee for myself, or having Carl make me a coffee. Right? When he makes me a coffee, it's a wonderful thing. He's doing that for me, but there is a sense of satisfaction that he gets because he is acts of service, which plays a very important role in following your passions. So, what are the 5 languages of love? Great book, 5 Love Languages. And I love it. It's a good one. And I'm going to post that after the show. This particular book is one of my favorites and one that I actually resisted because I was told, you know what, go and read this book. Go. And I'm like, now I'm a healer. I'm an energy worker. I understand 5 languages. I'm good. La, 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 la. And then I picked it up and I went, whoa, dude, I don't even understand my language. So when we know our languages of love, acts of service, people who do for others and enjoy having things done for them, quality time, those who sit, who want to converse or have somebody in the house, they don't even have to be in the same room, deep conversations, physical touch, those who love to be hugged or held or communicate just through, you know, somebody walking by and just touching their hand lightly and continuing to walk. And then there are those who are encouraging words. Right? Somebody who needs that whole, you know what, you did a great job today, or you're a great mom or a great dad. Wow, what you did with your pet today, I've never seen somebody do that before. That was so uniquely yours. So these, and gift giving. someone who's really good at gifts. Okay, so I'm totally not. I suck at this. I'm good at buying gifts, but then I forget to give them, or else I put them away. I'm like, okay, I'll have to finish it, and I forget. And I'm always feel awkward getting them, right? And I'm learning how to just say thank you. So gift givers are those amazing people like my mother, who's just always on top of it. Well, you know what? I heard them say that they love a sweater with a Canadian flag on it. You heard that when? Oh, I don't know, in 1979. Dude, that's impressive. So those 5 languages, when we understand our own, we begin to self-fulfill. And that's the big thing. Rather than calling it being selfish, we self-fulfill. And that's important too, words. The words that we use also fulfill our passions. So rather than going, I'm being selfish today. You know what? Today is my day of self-fulfilling. Today is my day. It's my alone time. I'm going to go and I'm going to self-fulfill. That's important. And I don't want to sound new age or anything, but words do hold vibrations. So when we're talking about our love language and we know what that is, hi Kendra, how are you? Hi Carmela. When we understand what our love language is, we can start self-fulfilling and we can start drawing those people who are of like kind and situations of like kind. So mine is quality time and physical touch. So quality time for me means spending time with good friends like you guys, not to sound like Mr. Rogers, but you know, it's true. It's that whole idea of spending quality time, conversing, sharing, having a cup of coffee with somebody, even with my cat Whitey, who's just sitting here right now, just the comfort of knowing that she's there, you know. And when we have situations where we have support workers helping us, that's quality time, getting to know people, getting to know a new situation we've never had, right? It teaches us, it helps us to grow. Hi, Kyle. You're doing awesome, by the way, buddy. You really are. Kyle is becoming one of my heroes. This is somebody who's navigating life with such grace and aplomb and sharing his life and his work and what he does and who he is. And I think that's going to be a huge part that's going to play in your life in the future and what you're going to be doing too, Kyle. It's pretty awesome. So today I'm doing readings too. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask them. Please understand, following your passions also means being fearless, right? So if I fearlessly say quality time is something I need, but the person I'm with may not understand that, it's being courageous enough to say, okay, well, here's what quality time is. Can you fulfill that need? Because if you can, you know, we can grow each other. Right? It takes willingness on someone else's part whose language may not be that. If there are that, that's fine. That's awesome. Like my cat Whitey is physical touch and quality time. She's the opposite of me. So she and I work very well together. But I'm not acts of service. And my son and my mate are. So that's hard for me because I'm a Gemini. I can be really lazy. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to make coffee. I'm going to make lunch for Carl before he goes. And sometimes it's not easy. Most times it's like, oh my God, I'm so looking forward to it. But that isn't an easy thing for me. Okay. So learning about somebody else's language can also help you begin to feel passionate because you start learning something new. But fulfilling you is the whole point of the first part of this particular session or this particular episode. Self-fulfilling is so important because that leads to the second part of what we're talking about, which is your truth. When we understand if we are quality time or physical touch, or acts of service, or gift giving, or encouraging words. When we understand what our love language is, all of a sudden we can go, okay, you know what? I need to be fulfilled this way, and I need to be fulfilled that way. And oh, if I do a little bit more of this, then I'm going to feel good about myself. And guess what? Then we start to honor ourselves. And honoring ourselves equals truth. So when I honor the fact that, you know what? I want to be a reader. That goes against the grain for everybody in my family. It doesn't, but I mean, you know, if it did. It's not about them. It's about me, right? This is who I am. When I started out in this particular field, it was a scary thing because I wasn't sure how people were going to accept that. And then one day I just turned around and went, but I have to accept it. And once I accept that this is something I really enjoy, then those who accept me will start to come into play. And you know, a funny thing happened. All those people that I didn't think accepted me or were blatantly telling me that they didn't accept me, they started to change. They started to look at my perspective. They started to go, some of them went, ah, you know what? I don't have a choice. I love her, so I've got to accept this. I don't understand it, but I do. And some people did fall out of my life. And you know what? That was okay too, because I'm honoring me. Who's that? I am honoring me. Oh, I have a poor little kitty who wants to go into a room. Hi, Yoshi. You sound sad. He's following his passion right now. He's going, let me in, Joseph, let me in. And he won't stop until he does. He's really awesome. Cats, animals, follow their passion. You know, we can call that instinct if we want. We can call that intuition, which is what we're talking about today. How do you follow your passion? You honor yourself. Honoring yourself is the truth. And the truth, that leads you to your intuition. It's really actually very simple. I sit down, I be very quiet, and I start to listen. What feels good? What feels right? Sir Richard Branson wrote this wonderful book. I was in chapters one day, and the thing I've always lived by as a Gemini, oh, thank you for the hearts, thank you for the care. I've always lived by this, and I thought it was just the most amazing thing. If it's not fun, why do it? Why not do it? I mean, what is the point? If it's not fun, why do it? There has to be something that enlightens me, that charges me up to a point. So I'm walking through chapters one day, and guess what I saw? A book sitting there by my hero, Sir Richard Branson. And the title was, If It's Not Fun, Why Do It? What? What? I'm not crazy. I am not flaky. This is a truth. Well, of course it's a truth. If it's not fun, why do it? And that's not to say we're not going to do things in life that we don't want to do, but we can find joy in it. We can find joy in anything. Someone once said to me, Angel, you're the kind of person who can find happiness anywhere. You could be sitting in the middle of a graveyard and you would be happy. Of course, they didn't really know who I was at the time and how true that was, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. My reality is this. In everything that we are doing, there is a benefit. The South Americans believe there's no such thing as a problem, only opportunities to learn and grow. So even in your darkest of times, there is something to learn. There is something that's going to benefit you. And that truth is going to lead you to a new sense of you, which is going to lead you to new passions. So I'll make it really, really simple. When you honor yourself, you will always be on the right path. You will always find your truths. It will always be presented to you. And what's really funny is a lot of time, your passions are right in front of you. Sometimes we forget to acknowledge it. I know somebody loves to cook, and we were sitting there one day, and we were at dinner, and he said to me, so what are my passions? You know, I don't understand what my passions are. What am I good at? What am I good at? And I said, well, you love computers, and you love video games, and you love cooking. Yeah, that's your passion. That's something that's growing. We don't even see it because it's so a part of our norm. So that's something I think everybody can do. Sit down. What are the things that you like to do? Those are passions. They don't have to be huge, massive things that are going to change the world. Because if you follow that little thread of that everyday thing you enjoy, it eventually could be. But those things that are self-fulfilling, those things that we like every day, like going into the garden, can turn into a herbology class that you end up going to because, oh my God, you know what? I love herbs in my garden so much. I need to know more about them. And the herbology class can lead to, making new friends, lead to, oh my God, this guy in the class owns a herbology store and there's an opening. Oh, you know what? I think I want to work there. I have some time. And we end up working in the herbology store. And then all of a sudden you're learning more. Then you decide, you know what? I think I'm going to teach. And then all of a sudden you open your own school and then you have students. It's how it works. That tiny little look at what I love. What is my truth? Carmela says, I'm a very creative person and that's always been my passion. My career at the moment is in creative field, but something feels like it's missing. I've also had passion for teaching, and I always thought I could mix the two and was never sure if it could happen. What do you think? Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a perfect, and I mean perfect example of what I'm talking about. So creatives always believe this. Creatives believe I can either be creative or I can be business oriented, and I can't mix the two, but you can. right? The greatest actors in Hollywood are actually fabulous business people. So the reality is that when you decide, or when that niggling is there, hey, you know what? How do I apply this to this? And you just go experiment, all of a sudden things open up. So yeah, for you, teaching it would be great, especially to younger people. I think that would be fabulous, Carmela. And that's actually just happening with me. With COVID, I got bored. I'm a Gemini, I'm easily bored. So I decided to reach out to a wonderful friend of mine who I hadn't talked to in years and years and years. And she said, you know what? Your blog is great. Why don't you write some more? I've been writing since I was 12. And I thought, okay, you know what? Let's take a chance. Let's do more. And all of a sudden she got me interviews, and she got me, an article that somebody was writing about me. People were writing about me. We started talking about writing. And then all of a sudden I'm writing for a magazine, and there are other things coming up for bigger online magazines and newspapers now that I will be writing for. That's a passion. And I thought, how do you combine, my writing and my love with psychic work? Well, here it is. It presented itself. The how is never up to you. But if you have that niggling in the back of your brain, Carmela, you got to follow it. Follow it, follow it, follow it. Because that's the thing. You got to move with your heart, move with your truth. Your truth is that I want to teach this. I want to try teaching this. Not I want to teach this. I want to try teaching this. What's the worst that can happen? You realize it's not for you, or it grows. I will always encourage people that if you have something you like, and all of a sudden you get this inspiration, where do you think that inspiration is coming from? Guides, guardians, angels, God, Allah, whoever you want to call it, your higher self. It's you being on that path of your awakening. Because that's what awakening is. Awakening is the understanding that there's more, and being fearless enough to step on that path. And that's huge. People ask, what is fearlessness? Fearlessness is the ability to trust the path that you are on and allow it to open up and take it. Okay? That's all it is. And that could mean, you know what? I have something I need to say right now. This is my truth. I have to say it. And speaking that truth. That's fearless. Seeing that your child is in a really weird space that day and going, do I impose on their space right now? Or do I just, leave them alone and let them think about it? What is your truth? If it feels right to do something, then do it. Right? That's fearlessness. It's a really huge part of being passionate. But people think fearlessness means you have to take stupid risks, or fearlessness means, oh, you know what, just don't worry about consequences. That's not what fearlessness is. Fearlessness is having the courage to take a small step. Kim says, I do not know what my passion is. I've really lost myself. Even if I did, not sure how to implement it when the opportunity to learn and grow. That's going on with my son right now, is my focus, and has been for a while now. Advice? Yes, absolutely. So the reality is we can have many passions. Everybody's focused on, what is my passion? What is my purpose? Well, what if we have passions and we have purposes? What if it is multiple? Let's take ourselves out of the myopic view that we have only one thing that we need to do on this planet. Our purposes lead to our destiny, right? So if my purpose is to communicate, to give messages, to help people, to communicate and to help people, okay, let's take those two. How can I do that in a way that is part of my passion? Well, I can be a psychic, I can write, I can become a radio host, I can do television. There are so many ways to accomplish my multiple purposes to achieve my destiny, okay? And my destiny is to help people understand their own intuition and grow. So that comes to my why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? To have fun, to enjoy my life. So Kim, your focus is your son. But the reality is he is one of your passions. He is one of those things that lights up your life, okay? And you every day, I know you every day try to find joy, even in darknesses, as we all try to. So he is one of your passions. Another passion could be taking the time to watch movies. Another passion could be writing for you. You are very creative. Your passion could be going for long walks. Find places to go that you can go for long walks. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about environmental issues? Read more about it. If you can't do something, everybody out there, please understand. You can still be close to it. Okay, fulfilling your passions doesn't actually mean you have to go out and do something, although that is the ideal situation. But look at COVID and isolation, right? We weren't able to do that. So what do? You read up on the things you're passionate about. You watch movies about the things you're passionate about. The Native Aboriginals and Asians believe when you see something, you take it in. You see it enough, it becomes a part of who you are. And that's really important to understand. That fulfilling your energy, fulfilling the well is exceptionally important. You know, creatives can't be creative without life experiences. But life experiences can come from reading a book. Life experiences can come from the learnings you get from watching a show. And that could be live or it could be, like even during COVID, you know, the New York Opera House did these live performances virtually. I've never been to New York. I would love to go, but I don't have that opportunity right now. So I took the opportunity. I drank that in. And it was so amazing to watch these wonderful musicians I've heard but never seen, read about, right? And this was live and it was free. So when you put something out there, this is what I want, this is what I need in my life, all of a sudden the opportunities will present themselves. So I promised you that I was going to give you some things to do to help you with your passions, okay? So affirmations to me are very important. And I've noticed that that really works for me, especially right now. So one of the affirmations I'm using at the moment is, what is it? It is, thank you. I now call to myself my personal and professional tribe. I now call to myself my personal and professional tribe. Why is that important for our passions? Because our tribe helps us to move forward with our passions, okay? I call to me those things that I'm truly passionate about. I call those opportunities to me that will help me fulfill my passions, whatever they are. You don't even have to know what they are. Openness, okay? So, self-fulfilling, being selfish, fearlessness, and manifestation, right? So now let's call to us those things that we don't even know we love. Oh, faith, openness. I call to me all those things that I am truly passionate about and can be passionate about, and then see what happens. Just see what happens. Play with that for 4 or 5 weeks. Manifesting is the ability to put things out there and surrender to the universe, whatever the universe is to you, angels, guides, guardians. It doesn't matter what you call it, your higher self. The other one that I use that is hugely important, I connect with that aspect of myself, I connect with that higher aspect of myself who can help bring to me all of my passions, reveal to me my passions, reveal to me what I am passionate about that I don't even know I'm passionate about. These are things that you can do in the morning before you open your eyes, while you're having your coffee and sitting in the garden, or just when you remember to do it. I call to myself those things that I am truly passionate about. I call to myself the opportunities to feel passion. Right? I connect with that aspect of my higher self that understands and knows what my passions are, even if my conscious mind doesn't. You can word it whatever way you want, but these are really important things because you're surrendering, okay? And surrendering takes courage, because now you're saying, okay, you know what? It's not my hands anymore. Here you go. Scary, 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 scary. Someone asked about their cat. Deborah Thomas. Hi, Angel. Any messages from my cat? Can I have the cat's name, please? I'm okay, Mom. I'm okay, Mom. No worries. Everything's okay. Who out there right now has a dog who's been given to somebody else? Like you were in a relationship or and it feels like a bigger dog, like a German Shepherd or those kinds of colors. If any of my viewers right now who's with us has a dog like that that you either left in because you left a relationship or that person got them and there's rehomed and they're tricolor, can you please let me know, because there's a message for you. They want you to know that they do miss you. For the most part, they're okay, but they do miss their lives. So Brady and Charlotte. So Brady, a very interesting, Charlotte is the one who kind of worries about stuff. Brady is good. They both feel good. They both feel fantastic, to be honest with you. Brady just do, and Charlotte is, oh, I worry, is everything okay? Everything is okay. Everything's fine. Okay. Animals, again, follow their passions. You have an animal, you know an animal, dude, take a page out of their book. They're the ones who really understand following their passions, right? I'm hungry, Mom. I'm passionate about being hungry. I'm hungry right now. That is their passion in the moment. So remember that passions are followed in the present. Passions are followed in the moment. Moment to moment to moment. You are passionate about doing things. I'm really passionate about going to the washroom right now. Get it? If you're passionate about something, you're going to know, because there's that feeling inside that you have to do it. There's an urgency to it, right? There's this need and want, and being able to follow that fearlessly can be gentle. I'm just going to explore. I'm going to take a small step and go in this direction. Oh, look, in the newspaper, I see the ad for this job. You know what? I'm just going to check that job out. I'm just going to check it out. I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to check it out. Oh, look at that. That actually sounds like me. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'm going to just shoot off an email. That's what I'm not going to call them. I'm going to shoot off an email. They responded. How? Oh, well, okay, there's a phone number. You know what? I'll never get an interview, but I'm going to call them. You want to give me an interview? Fantastic. I'll not get the job, but I'll go for practice. You know what? I'm going to practice. I'm going to go to the interview for practice. I got the job. 2 years later, you're now manager. Get it? This is what we do, following those little tiny threads. For the psychics and the intuitives out there, when you're reading, what is it that your heart and your spirit are feeling passionate about when in that moment that you're reading someone? That's the correct direction. Because a lot of us have an issue as psychics going, okay, what's real and what's not? What is the correct path and what's not the correct path? That's when your truth and honoring yourself becomes really, really important, because that moment of reality and truth is the passion, okay? Passion goes down to the most minute of things, the most minute of feelings. What am I passionate about in this moment for this reading, for this person? This is leading me to their dance. Okay, you know what? Right here, this is what we need to talk about. So when people talk to me, they go, okay, I want to talk about family, I want to talk about love, I want to talk about finances. What am I passionate about in that moment? What are they showing me that I need to talk about? Okay, money. So let's talk about money and finance. Okay, I'm passionate about that topic right now for this person. So that's what I'm going to run with, right? That's how nuanced passion can be. Passion doesn't have to be grand and big, but it can lead to something like that, right? My need to go on a trip by myself one year when my son was very little was very scary, because I'd never left him anywhere. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to look online because I feel travel. I just feel travelish today. I'm just going to go online and look up travel because I can't travel. And then I saw this and I saw that, and I landed on Guatemala, and I went, whoa, wait, that's a good price. Holy mackerel. And it's this and it's that and it's the other. Well, I was going to look into it. And one thing led to another. I went to Guatemala. Shaman said I was going to talk to animals, came home, took a class that appeared. When we follow our passion, we're following those tiny little inklings, okay? Anne says, I had to leave my dog. They are shepherds. Okay, Anne, that was for you then. That totally makes sense. Those two dogs, especially I don't know if they're both female, but I feel like the female is really awesome, but the male misses you. I think it's a male who misses you. And it's the smaller of the two dogs, whichever the smaller of the two dogs is, misses you. But understand they're okay. They need you to know they're okay. Okay, thank you, Anne, for validating that. See how that works? I followed that passion in that moment. I knew there were dogs. I didn't know exactly who it was for. Boom, and there it was. I put it out there. That's fearless, right? I took a chance. That's okay, right? As long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, explore life. Whatever that means, explore. You know what? I feel like having hot dogs today. I've never had this brand of hot dog. I'm going to try it. Okay. Marlene, oh, wow. Felt chills when you talked about dog My son split with the girlfriend, taking care of his German Shepherd 3 to 4 times a week. Son lives with us. She's afraid of many things, yet since she knows she is safe when she is here and building confidence. Yeah, the dog that I'm talking about, though, is a dog who doesn't come to your home. However, having said that, this dog is like a little kid and getting used to the back and forth, so that's pretty awesome. But that one was for Anne because it's a dog that hasn't been seen in a while. That's all. Magdalena, hi, Angel. But okay, so here's another thing. That's really cool. Let's go back for a second to Marlene. Even though that reading was for Anne, it stoked something in Marlene. Marlene asked her question, had the courage to do it, followed that passion, and there was a message there for her, right? So it all leads, it's all goal-oriented. We're all connected, right? So when we follow our passions, it will connect to everybody else. Okay, Belterra, I have you in my head for the whole psychic reading thing. Okay, that's one of the reasons I brought that up. So just so you know, baby. Magdalena, hi, Angel. Can a person and their fur baby been together in past lives? It feels like that with my Q. Oh, absolutely. And Q's been with you in ancient times. So absolutely love that animal. Love it, love it, love it. We can have past lives with our animals. And again, if we're passionate about our animals in another life, they may come along for the ride. If we're passionate about a particular lifetime, that could influence us in this one. Now, passion isn't all about, hey, you know what, let's do the most wonderful thing. Sometimes we become obsessive, right? We're passionate about a thought we have that we can't let go of. That's also passion, right? We are passionately obsessed with something, with a guy, a relationship, our work. So passion also can be tempered. And how do we temper a passion? Take a breath and go, okay, what other passions are out there? So last week, obsessed with writing, couldn't stop, 24/7, giving myself headaches, wanted to throw up, didn't even want to stop, even though I was feeling that way. And then I was all of a sudden out there and I just went, okay, enough, stop, I need to go for a walk. I'm passionate about walks, not as passionate about writing. I love my writing, but I'm passionate about walks. So I needed to get away, okay? I needed a small getaway. I love coffee, so I made myself a coffee. Passion comes in little packages that can lead to bigger passions, which can lead to connecting to others and connect us on a whole global level. Okay? Passion is huge, even if it's in the tiniest moments. Passion from moment to moment, right, fulfills our purposes and our destinies. It's huge. And all of this leads to living an energetic lifestyle and following your intuition. So once again, I am going to post the guest link right there. And if anybody wants to come sit with me, you're more than welcome to come sit with me and talk about what is your passion? What are you passionate about today? Oh yeah, and that's the other thing, environment. Your environment is really important to helping you find your passions, hey? Like the thing, look around your house, stand there, look around your house. What are the things you love? What are in your paintings? What's in your bedroom? Look around me right now. What are the big things that are in my bedroom? If you can tell me what my passion is just based on looking at what is in my room right now, oh, except for this, that's for dusting the furniture. If you guys can tell me what my passion is right now, I will give you a free 15-minute reading. That will be for you, okay? Take a look around, everybody. This is your chance to tell me what I am passionate about, because your environment influences you. Your environment informs you. Everything informs you. The clothes that you wear inform you. What kind of person you are, the way you wear your hair. You know, I am a very quirky. I am a very passionate. I am very wild, or can be very wild. And I can be messy. I'm not, you know, I'm a neat person, but my thoughts can be messy. And I'm messy. And I like messy. And I love creativity. Creativity can be messy. And where does that show? My hair, my beautiful curls, and the way I wear it. And sometimes I'll just put it up here like that. Like, it's amazing. You know, I've even learned how to put my bun up without a, what do they call it? Without a hairband. Thank you, Jason Momoa, who made a video about being able to do that, right? So when we do all of these things, when we look at ourselves in the mirror, that tells us what we're passionate about. Are we passionate about being organized? Are we passionate about being wild, quirky, all of these things? Oh, Tess. What did Tess say? Tess says, Tess got it. Tess done got it. Oh, I'm trying to show Tess here. Come on, Tess, where are you? Tess got it. Tess says, I am passionate about, oh, it didn't come up. Oh, that's bizarre. She says, nature, gardening, family. Wow, you pin that, baby. You don't pin that. And that's it. Because the monkeys are actually a gift that I was given for my anniversary from my son to my mate and I. So that is family, that is love, that is compassion. Really good one that you picked up on, Tess. That was a nuanced one. If you look at my plant over here, it's a money tree. That's also about family, abundance, money. I love my plants. I love trees. I mean, I have one, two, actually every one of my walls has a tree on it. And then if you look out my window, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great big tree. If I open it, I can actually touch the tree. So the forest theme is what we're going for. Okay, so the whole concept of nature, family, animals, these are things that I am passionate about. And you can see, and look at even my bed frame is it's acacia wood, but notice how it's not ordered. It's very creative and it's burled and it's got all these little things in it. That's an expression of who I am. And I have a mate who's on that vibration. So our room is very us, right? It says something about who we are. So how do you take your passions into your relationship? Simple. You bring yourself truthfully to the table. Here I am. And you're going to attract a mate, friends, family, who are just like you. So they're going to understand you. They're going to understand your works of art and the things that you love and that you enjoy, right? It was so easy to adorn our house and to decorate it because we're so on the same page about the things that we love and are passionate about. Even the fact that he's in IT and I'm in spirituality, we both have those interests on the opposite end as well. I love listening to his geek. I could listen to geek for hours. Techie Geek is awesome. And he loves when we go into forest and we have a psychic or supernatural experience. It's amazing how when you follow your truth and your passions, others come along for the ride. Now, if you want to know more about this, you really should go to my blog. It's mypsychiclifestyle.com. And you can learn more about this kind of stuff on my YouTube channel because every one of my shows is about living energetically. And that's raising energy too. My Instagram page also is really, really cool because my Instagram page also talks about everything. Okay, there you are, Belterra. Where am I? There I am. I'm sorry, everybody. That was my fault. Okay, hold on a second. And we're going to bring you in. Hi, Belterra. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I can hear you. I can see you. You are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So are you. I couldn't believe it because I have you on my TV.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool that you do. Okay, you're gonna have to put your that off for the moment though, because we don't want the echo, right?
I gotta get what? Sorry.
So if you can put your TV off or mute it, because I don't want it, yeah, because we've got to be able to. Okay, so can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Okay, perfect. So tell me what you're passionate about, Belterra.
Oh my God, there's like so many things. I mean, there's passions that's been taken away from me. That's been things that we got to learn from as to why they've been taken away, right? So
Yeah.
I'm still learning on those, like as to why that happened, and because the universe is constantly changing, right?
Now, when you talk about your passions being taken away, are you talking about, you're passionate about something, all of a sudden you've lost interest in it?
Yeah. Like for instance, like reading, I was an avid reader and unfortunately depression and stuff like that. Things happen in life, right?
Yeah.
And then I just kind of lost that ability to be able to read and concentrate and focus. So much has been going on and it's just
So
something
when
you miss.
Okay, so when that happens, that's a really great thing you've just brought up, because I know a lot of us go through that.
Yeah.
When we have that sense of depression, and when we go through those phases, and we have to honor that, because in that moment, and I know this is going to sound really weird to a lot of people, that is your passion. That is the thing that we need to grow with. But it's a really exciting thing, because we can't be disheartened by the fact that, oh, you know what, I've lost interest in that. Remember that life is temporary, right? So we'll come back to it. I lost my interest in reading classics. You know, that was a huge thing and every time I thought about it, it made me sorrowful, right? And I go through those moments of sadness and deep thought and that kind of thing. And it was years later, just in fact, because of COVID, that I came back to it. And when I started to realize what I was going through, a really huge growth period where I needed space to do other things and really explore other aspects. And that's what you've been doing, right? You've now made room to explore other passions. So you are, and they just showed me that, you are going to come back to your joy and need to read, but it's going to be different topics too. Right? Oh. You know, as a child, we're passionate about the things that we read, right? We're passionate about the teeny bopper books or Nancy Drew or whatever the case might be. But then when we're older, all of a sudden we want to read about the news and the articles. Some people will go back to reading their Sherlock Holmes. Mystery writers will love that kind of stuff. But it's all, again, about honoring. And I think you're right. It's about the learning. It's about, okay, you know what? I'm here. What am I passionate about now? That's something I put in my shelf, and I'll come back to it. And I think that's really, really, really important. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Now, you are a very gifted reader.
Thank you.
A very gifted psychic. In fact, you and I have talked. I've read you before. That's how we started. What I love about you is that you're very flowing. And you'll note that a lot of people who are readers and psychics like us do tend to go into deep sadnesses. We do, because we carry the weights of the world. I need you to up your protections a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to start working on energetically cleansing and clearing, because you're carrying too much stuff. Now, I say that, but I'm terrible. Okay, like it's only now that I started to really start to cleanse and clear.
We all go through it.
Oh, yeah.
But I find that sometimes other people's things tend to weigh down on me, and sometimes, and you probably go through it, we forget to kind of take care of ourselves, and that goes all about the passion about being selfish a little bit. Yep. My true meaning, I always say, is if you can't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. You know, like, you gotta truly love who you are. You may not like, you know, what you look like always, and there's all these things out in the world that make you feel, you know, down about ourselves physically. But the person we truly are is not just with, you know, the outside, it's within ourselves.
That's right. And it's so funny, because I saw this Facebook thing, and it was very, very interesting, where this man was married to this woman who'd been burnt over 90% of her body. And people had asked him, why do you stay with her? Like, what is the purpose in staying? Like, the relationship has completely changed. And he said, because I fell in love with more than just her face. I fell in love with who she is. And that's when you know you truly love yourself. When you can look in the mirror and going, yeah, you know what, I'm having a really crappy nose day. This is awful. My hips are terrible. But you can walk away and still feel good about you. Love you, right? Like, I can't stand my hips, but I love my hair. Right?
There you go.
Always something to love. I love my heart. I love how compassionate I am. Hang on a second. I got to wake up a cat here. Somebody had insomnia last night, so she's got to stay up so she can sleep. That's my passion right now, is making sure she's okay. Good girl. Oh, she's a good girl. So I think that this is a really important aspect of being passionate. And thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of that journey.
Oh, thank you so much. I didn't even know where I was going to bounce into the group, but it's great. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, Carl has actually put up what we call a firewall. It's a protection, but it's made everything faster. So even on my end, it's easier to bring in viewers now. So I'm all excited.
Oh, that's so exciting for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye. I love having guests on my show. So anybody who's out there, if you want to be a guest on my show, please come and be a guest on my show. Ask your questions. Tell me what you're passionate about. If you want to know more about me, it's raisingenergy.com. Instagram is Raising Energy as well. If you're passionate about animals, you can go to angelmorganpetpsychic.com. It's more than just my services. There's a kids corner there. You can look up about animal communications. There's just so much. And that's that's the other thing, right? When you are passionate about something, as I've said earlier in the show, you're going to call people of like mind. Everybody here, you guys make my life energetically full and allow me to grow my passions and share them again with you and others. You guys, we're so important to each other. You know, I might be sitting here talking to you and informing you, but look at Belterra, how she informed me, how she is informing us, how she's taking the show in a little bit of a new direction that is so important for someone out there to see. And not just today. This is going to get posted on YouTube. Who knows who's going to see it? Who knows who's going to want to learn more about who they are and following their passions? So, Kim Borg, new moon blessings. Time for new beginnings, people. So here's the thing. Today is, I think it's today that's a new moon. So go outside, ask the new moon for that new beginning of really understanding and living a passionate life. What does that mean for you? New moon, grandmother moon, help me. Help me move with my passions in life. Help me always find passion, passions that let me grow, passions that let me open up more to receiving the lovely abundances of life. And those abundances aren't just about, oh my God, look, I want a trip to Jamaica. The abundances of life could be watching your kid go through a really bad day and feeling the love for that child that you have and sitting with them and having a coffee, right? A few weeks ago, I had to spend the day in the car with a snake and a spider and a teenager. And I was terrified. I was terrified the night before. Oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to keep the teenager occupied? This is not going to go well. Da, la, 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 la. In the morning, I woke up, and before I opened my eyes, I asked my higher self and the higher self of my son to create a beautiful bond that will make an amazing day. Oh my God, I don't think I've had a day that was just that I can remember that was so amazing. Like, we talked for 5 hours, talked about stuff from our past. We bonded. Like, yeah, okay, both of us were bored. We had nothing to do, but we made it a really special day that I'm never going to forget. Like, that's one of my heart moments. I call them heart moments. My heart moments. Who's had a heart moment here? I want hearts. I want likes. I want loves. Who's had those heart moments where you just nurture a relationship or find a moment that was so unexpectedly wonderful that it's made you grow exponentially? Have you guys had those moments? Why don't you come on with me and tell me about a moment you've had and share with others that passionate, loving moment? We have about 10 minutes left, so I do want to hear from you. Kim says, what is the best way to find a community of people who make you feel passionate or energized? Oh my God. Okay. So there's this great group, and it's called meetup.com. And it's not about dating. It's not about any of those things. It's about people who have specific passions, and then you get together with them for coffee, or you Zoom them right now. It's a virtual thing. I used to do it all the time. It was great. People who are bikers get together with bikers. People who love books get together and talk about the books they've read or a specific book they've read. People who are into spirituality. So it's meetup.com, which is really, really great. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, again, putting it out there. I call to myself and I call in my personal and professional tribe. I call to me all of that tribe who is passionate about things I am passionate about. So call it in, put it out to the universe, literally, and watch what happens over the next 4, 5, 6 weeks. It will change things. So I used to feel very alone in life because I'm different, because I'm unique, because I never felt people understood me. So one day I remember sitting on the floor in the bathroom crying, and we all have those moments. And so I remember this voice, and I could hear it saying, being alone is a thing of my past. So not knowing my passions as a thing of my past is an affirmation you can use. You know, the whole idea of not being alone for me was huge because I didn't have my tribe at the time. So being alone is a thing of my past. I kept saying it over and over and over again. It was almost like it was stuck in my head and stuck in my heart. And I would just say it and say it and say it. I would ride my bike and I would say it in my head and I would say it in my heart. And within about 2 to 4 weeks, everything changed. All of a sudden, people who were like me were coming into my life. People who are not conducive to me were starting to drift away. And that's part of living your passion too, is finding people who are conducive to that, right? So things might even seem like they're falling apart at first when you start following your passion. That's okay. And if your passion isn't conducive to other people, it's all right. If they don't understand her, they kind of go, oh, what the hell is she going on about? And she's talking about these books and talking about this stuff. That's okay, because they have different passions and you need to honor them as well. Okay. Sophia, will the energy in the moon water keep my dogs healthy if I call their energy or Bach remedies that I don't have and leave the water out tonight in the full moon or new moon? Oh yeah. And it's so weird. I woke up thinking to myself, is today a full moon? But it's a new moon, which is just as powerful, ladies and gentlemen. So will the energy in the moon water help keep my dogs healthy? Yes. Yeah, that's wonderful. If you place the water out in the moon for the 3 nights of a full moon or a new moon, it will activate the water for new beginnings, health, healing. One of the things you can do too, Sophia, is place your hands over the water and you can literally just sit with it and invest health. Right? So what you do is you close your eyes, you place your, and you just think about healthy dogs. You think about health. I place within this water the energy of health. Ho. I say ho because that's separate. But you do it whatever way you want to. Kim, you're welcome, my lovely. Carminda Vieira says, hello. She lost her mom in December, passed away so quickly, and I don't know why and feel lost over her death. I need you to go under the moon, and I need you to talk to her in Grandmother Moon. Just talk in Grandmother Moon. Bring my mom to me. Just right now, I need to talk to her, and just talk to her. She's there. Close your eyes. See her. Know that that's there. In the Akashic Records, the Library of the All, there is this place called the meeting place or the meeting ground. And what we are only beginning to understand is when we call people in and when we see them in our vision, we're actually journeying there and we can have a discussion with them. So talk to your mom. Because it was so quick, there may not be closure there. So close your eyes, see her. You know, I call Grandmother Moon my mother to me. Let us meet right now. And then just talk to her. Let her say the things she needs to say. If she says things or you hear things that are unexpected, you're not crazy. It is actually happening. She may even come to you in your dreams and you can talk to her there. But understand that kind of closure is really important. And today is a very good day to do it because it's new beginnings, right? So that's a very gutsy question, Carminda. I commend you for that because this is vulnerability. And passion also requires vulnerability because sometimes the things that we're passionate about may seem odd to other people. When I came out as a psychic, that was scary. You know, calling my mother and saying, guess what? To add to the fact that I'm a psychic, which is something you completely don't, you know, and dismiss, I can talk to animals. That was frightening. And there was this pause on the phone. And then all of a sudden I hear, that I buy. Excuse me? Well, yeah, when you were a kid, you always had animals around you and in your pockets and this and that and the other. Vulnerability is taking a chance, knowing, you know, taking a risk, knowing that you could get hurt. And that is fearlessness. Not easy for a Gemini, not easy for me. So when I am vulnerable, that's a huge thing to understand. And it can be scary and that's okay. That's fearlessness. Carissa Reed says, hi, Angel. I feel a little bit lost about my passion since having my son. Some have changed and some have stayed the same, that I want to continue to start up again. Any guidance? Children become our main focus. We become so passionate about them, we tend to lose everything else, that we become myopic in who we are. For you, I would take 2, maybe 4 minutes to do things that you love to do, right? Because your focus is so fully him, don't forget about you. And that could mean just having an ice cream, like literally. And yeah, having a child is starting over. That's a whole new beginning. Remember that you've evolved and grown. Your vibration is not the same and never will be. Because you've had that child inside of you, you now share that energy with that child. You are now connected to another vibration. You have reshaped. Okay, you have physically, mentally, emotionally, but you'll never be the same. Never. And that's a good thing because we're meant to grow as human beings, as spiritual beings. So all those things that have left you, that you've drifted away from, you may come back to later, but you and your son now can explore different things too. When I was homeschooling my son, which was a very big passion for me, I would show him the things I was passionate about. And if he was passionate about it, it was fantastic. I loved Martin Luther King. So to hear his I Have a Dream speech, I sat my 6-year-old down thinking, he'll last about a minute. He ate it up. He ate it up. And it was something I hadn't seen for a while. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it with my kid. So share your passions and the things you're passionate about with your child. So this is a huge thing for me. When I had my son, I was an anomaly because my thing is that I have to be me in order to teach him how to be him. He needs that example. But most parents, what they do, especially first-time parents, what they do is they go, I have to put myself aside. I have to selflessly give to myself to my child. That's fantastic, but you're the example that they have. So you also have to be you. Right? So I would leave my son with my mom for an hour to go for a walk. And I used to catch crap for that. You know, what kind of mom are you? And how could you? Okay, you know what? I have to be okay with me. I traveled when my son was 3 years old, left him with his dad, and it was scary. But the thing was, is I needed to do that for me. When I came home, I had all these new inspirations and way of teaching him, and I saw how parents treated their children there. It was so different. The idea of choices and the idea of allowing him to grow in nature was different. It informed me, which informed the way I raised my child. So for you, Carissa, thank you for bringing that up. That's really courageous for a parent to turn around and go, you know what, I'm losing myself. That's hard. Because we all do, Carissa. Just understand that's normal. So for you, what I want you to do is really explore your passions with your child. I don't care if they're like myopic. They're just like babies, right? Even 6 months, 4 months, they're still taking it in. Pictures, Pinterest. Oh, that's the other thing. Pin your passions. Oh my God, you guys want to manifest? Pin your passions. Make boards for yourself of things that you're really passionate about that you can't do right now, right? Fun little things, whether it's cooking or fashion. I had no fashion sense. I really don't stole, but I had no real fashion sense or who I was. So I started pinning things that I really, really liked. About 3 to 4 months later, I came back to my board. I looked at all the things and I realized there was a theme, and the theme was British chic. Right? I loved that kind of casual British elegance. And I loved that. And I also recognized something I never recognized before, which is I'm a fall person. So fall fashions for me are huge. You can learn about yourself through pin boards. Those are manifestation boards because all of a sudden my wardrobe started to change. I became passionate about new things. This all helps. Vision boards are fantastic. I love that, but because we're in technology right now, I think the greatest thing that you can do is create pin boards of things that are inspiring. I have one pin board that's all about, I love myself, I am amazing, I am great, I am awesome, right? I am following my passions. Before you open your eyes in the morning, people, I am following my passions today. And just repeat that 4 or 5 times. It's that one simple little thing. I am following my passions today. And watch how your life changes. It's amazing. When I wake up in the morning and I say, today my life is easy and effortless, my day becomes easy and effortless. This morning, I had a hard time waking up. So my affirmation this morning was, I am jumping out of bed like a piece of toast and I have energy for everything today. That was my today's affirmation. Okay? So they can be spur of the moment. They can be ones, collect them, write them down so that you have them. Living a passionate life means living who you are. Living who you are is so simple. Honor yourself. What do I want? What do I need? What do I desire? It will benefit you and everybody else in the end. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today, for your questions. Thank you for your input, for sitting with me, for being passionate about the things I'm passionate about, which is energetic, feel, lifestyle living. If you want to know more about me, you can go to raisingenergy.com, Instagram @raisingenergy, or you can hook up with me and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody. See you next week. And please live passionately.